And our last message of welcome will be from the Secretary General of the OECD, Mr. Jose Gurri.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to address the 2014 Arctic Circle Assembly. The Arctic Circle has become an essential platform for multilateral cooperation and one of the most climate-sensitive and resource-rich regions of the world. I want to thank President Grimson for his invitation to this important event. The 2014 Assembly of the Arctic Circle is gathering once again at a challenging moment for the world economy. 6 years into the crisis, the economic recovery is still hesitant, and the global economy continues to grow at a modest and uneven pace. And at the same time, we're preparing for a turning point in the global commitment to tackle climate change, the COP21 in Paris at the end of 2015. We need growth, certainly, but we need it to be green, sustainable, and inclusive. There is no other acceptable option, no other way. We are on a collision course with nature, and we need to change that course. Now, in the Arctic, we have a unique opportunity to do things right. Countries in the region look at the Arctic as a potential new source of wealth, especially its largely unexplored natural resources, and the new shipping routes that are becoming accessible in a warmer climate. Many other countries could benefit from the opening up of the Arctic, boosting global economic activity. But to focus on economic gains alone would be short-sighted. One fundamental lesson from the recent crisis is that short-term economic benefits can hide long-term systemic risks. As countries in the Arctic region seek new economic opportunities, it is important not to overlook the potential dangers of new ventures and their effect on the environment. Climate change is, after all, the biggest systemic risk of all, and its impact on the Arctic region will be one of the largest. Now, today, we know that climate change is faster and more severe in the Arctic than in most of the world. The region is warming at a rate of almost twice the global average. Since the 1970s, Arctic sea ice has decreased by 14%, and in 2012, it hit the lowest level ever recorded, breaking the previous record set in 2007. Now, to avoid the potentially catastrophic effects of climate change, we must limit the warming of the Earth to below 2 degrees. And to achieve this, we need to eliminate all emissions from the combustion of fossil fuels in the second half of the century, what we call zero net emissions from fossil fuels. Now, there are certainly some encouraging signs, but we are still swimming against very strong tides. We have moved from a world of threatened oil scarcity to one of potential abundance. Further oil discoveries, like those that are taking place in the Arctic region, add to existing environmental challenges and risk taking us further away from our current trajectory. At the OECD, we're working very hard to help countries achieve this transition to zero net emissions, identifying best practices, setting green global standards, and providing effective policy recommendations. For example, putting a price on carbon. And let me repeat this loud and clear. Putting a price on carbon. Or replacing fossil fuel subsidies by direct income support to low-income households. And you can do this with the same economies that you derive from stopping the subsidies. And also tackling regulatory and market rigidities that favor fossil fuel incumbency in the electricity sector, for example. Now, we know these are ambitious steps, but we need a civilizational change, a culture change. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this crisis has given us a unique opportunity to improve our economies, to improve our governance, to improve our future. It was a wake-up call. The Arctic region is at the front line of climate change action. How you address this global challenge will set an example for us all. Countries from the Arctic region can take the lead, setting new environmental standards and controls which will permit sustainable use of natural resources while limiting overexploitation and the risk of catastrophic accidents in such a fragile environment. Multilateral cooperation is essential for green growth, and we are excited to see the Arctic Circle taking action to foster this cooperation. So let's strengthen those ties. Let's accelerate our efforts. Remember, we are literally skating on thin ice. Our safety is our speed. Have a great plenary session, and thank you.